James with the Perfect Bass, here with Peter Janis, CEO of Radial Engineering, making some of the finest DI products on the planet, recording products. We've got a new product this year, Peter, and this is a tube preamp. Tell us about it.
Well, this here is the brand new FireFly. It's ideal for bass because most bass players on stage, what they want is they want to have a passive bass like a Fender Jazz or a Fender Pre. Then they want to have their 5-string or 6-string active bass. They want to switch between the two of them. So what you've got is two inputs. That way I can adjust the level so that both basses will be optimized. When you have a passive bass, the other advantage we have here is called drag control. What this does is it lets us load the pickup so that it sounds as if it's connected right to a guitar amplifier. So you really get the right tone for that passive bass, and therefore you get all the dynamics and feel, and it just sounds and feels really good. The other thing we've done here is, for the occasional guy that needs to do an upright, you just push this switch, pull it off, and then the impedance bumps way up to 4 mega ohms so that you can then use it with a piezo pickup. So you really got the flexibility. Finally, you've got a variable low cut filter here to get rid of the resonance. So if you got stage feedback with that acoustic instrument, you can use this. You've got a drive level to hit it hard, protective front surface, you can rack mount it, 1 or 2 in a rack. On the back side, you've got a power supply input, direct out with lots of gain. This thing is so much gain, you go right into a powered speaker if you want. And you know, as James and I were testing just earlier, it sounds really good through a speaker, so it's kind of cool.
It's amazing, it really is.
So your two inputs, you've got an insert jack, so that way you can share effects between both basses. You've got a direct through output that can either be pre or post the tube. So this is 12AX7 tube with a radial transformer, so you get that tube sound. You've got a tuner out, so you can tune, and an optional remote control foot switch, and that'll let you switch between the two inputs or mute for tuning on stage. So it's all in one. It's absolutely designed for bass.
So in common terms, if I'm a bass player and I have a passive bass, you know, what I saw in the demo room over there was a passive jazz bass that had the sustain and attack of an active bass.
Well, it's because what happens is when active basses are built, what they do is they optimize the pickups and the electronics for the pickups. It's kind of designed to work together.
Right.
When you build a separate box, you don't have that luxury of optimizing everything around it. But because of this drag control, I can load the pickup so that it kind of customizes for every bass. Right. So you can really make it sound and feel right. And I think that's the main thing. The other thing you got to remember, this is the same front end as the JDB. JDB is a Class A DI
Super
box,
clean, yeah,
and it's feed-forward design. There's nothing like it in the world. I mean, that's the best-sounding front end going. So you got the best front end with the tube. I mean, you're going to win.
The FireFly from Radial at theperfectbass.com. Check it out. Awesome product.